Hello students, my name is Sandeep Kumar Sani and I am working as an assistant professor in Chandigarh Polytechnic College. Today we will discuss about your transistor biasing and stabilizations. In last lecture we will discuss about the working of NPN and PNP transistor, their characteristic and different type of configurations. We have three type of configuration just like common base, common emitter and common collector configuration. In today's lecture, we will discuss about your biasing. To understand the biasing, first of all, we have to discuss what is thermal runaway and why we are using transistor biasing. What is the need of basic need of transistor biasing? First of all, we study about what is your thermal runaway. First of all, we'll discuss what is thermal run away. Wait a moment. What is thermal run away? This is your first topic in transistor biasing circuits. We have to understand what is thermal runaway. First of all, when we apply a transistor in a circuit, then temperature of a transistor is increased. Temperature increase. Due to increase the temperature, the leakage current name as your ICO is start increasing. By increasing ICO, the value of IC is increased because the IC is equal to uh, uh, IC is equal to beta of IB. This is the formula of IC. After increasing your IC, but first of all, temperature increase. With the help of temperature, the leakage current is increases. Leakage current is added to IC. The IC also increase. By increasing the IC, the output current, the transistor start temperature again start increasing. Due to that, at a particular temperature, after particular value of IC, transistor get self-burned, or we can say that self-destroyed. That condition is known as thermal runaway. In thermal runaway, transistor can destroy itself due to increase in temperature. Temperature increases when we apply the transistor in a circuit. Temperature start increases. Due to increase in temperature, the leakage current is increases. The leakage current is named as ICO. ICO is increases. By increasing the ICO, ICO is added to IC, and IC is also increased. By increasing the output current, temperature is increased. This is this is just like your loop. And after a particular value of IC, or we can say that after a particular value of temperature, and transistor get burn out, or we can say self burn. That is known as thermal runaway. We have to avoid the thermal runaway. So to avoiding the thermal runaway, we have to bias the transistor. That means we have to stable the value of operating point of transistor. Due to that, transistor is not burned by themselves. First of all, we understand at where we have to stable the operating point. So we'll discuss what is selection of operating point. That is selection of operating point. How we can select the operating point? This is your output characteristic of transistor. As shown in your display, and this is DC load line. There is 3 points named as A, B, and C. Where the DC load line and output characteristic are combined, that point is known as operating point. That point is known as your operating point. We have three operating point in a circuit in a vector state. So how we can select which operating point we need and where we can select our value. First of all, let we consider point C. Point C, let we consider that we have operating point is point C. This is output vector state and this is DC load line. We consider point as point C as a operating point. This is A, this is B. At operating point, we apply the input signals like this. When we apply the input signal and we studied at output, we observe that only positive half get amplified and there is no output at negative half. There is no output at negative half. Due to that, here is a cutoff region. Here is a cutoff region. Your lower half comes in cutoff region, so it cannot comes at output side. So we can not select point C. After that, there is next point we'll discuss. Let the operating point is point A. Here is a point A. This is your IC and this is your VCE. When we select the operating point point A and apply the voltage on operating point point A, this is your point B and this is your point C. We observe that our lower half is termed in active region, but in upper half is termed in saturation region. So the upper half get more amplified and there is chances to self burn or thermal runaway in positive half because the positive half is termed under in saturation region. That's why we are not select point A. And last point is point B. Here is a point B. This is a point B, point A, and point C. When we select a point B and apply the voltage, or we can say that applied the signal, then we can observe that our full signals is termed under inactive region and signal get properly amplified. So we can select the operating point at B point. It will observe that the point B is your center of operating point or DC load line, sorry. Point B is center of your DC load line. So we have to stable the operating point at the center of DC load line. So the whole signal is termed under in active region and it can amplify properly. To stable the operating point, we have to understand, we have to do the biasing on transistor. There is four type of biasing. First is your phase resistor biasing. That is phase resistor biasing. Second is collector to base biasing. Collector to base biasing. Third is your emitter resistor biasing. This is your phase resistor biasing. KVL at input side, VCC is equal to your IB RB plus VBE. Here is a current flow that is known as IB, and here the IC. We can find the value of IB in a circuit. We can move VBE in this side. So IBRB is equal to VCC minus VBE. Now the value of IB is VCC minus VBE upon RB. The value of VBE is very much smaller than VCC, so we can neglect it. Now the value of IB is VCC upon RB. This is your value of IB. This is your first equation. This is your first equation, and this is your second equation. Now apply KVL at output side. Apply KVL at output side. So VCC is equal to your ICRC plus VCE. We have to find the value of VCE. Now VCE is equal to, that is VCC minus ICRC. So we know the value of VCC, we know the value of RC, and we know the value of IC is equal to beta of IB. So we can find the value of IC also. With the help of this value, we can find the value of VCE also. Now derivate the equation second, derivate the equation third with respect to IC. Now we can differentiate the value of IB with respect to IC. So the value of derivative of IB upon derivative of IC is equal to 0. And we already formula of S, that is 1 plus beta upon 1 minus beta derivative of IB upon derivative of IC. We can put the value of derivative of IB upon derivative of IC in equation number 5. So we can identify the value of S, that is 1 plus beta. S is equal to 1 plus beta. We observe that the value of stability factor is always greater than beta. That's why we are not using this resistor biasing as an amplifier. This is your phase resistor biasing. Second, we will discuss, this is the main reason why we are not discuss the collector to base biasing. In second, our biasing is collector to base biasing. Collector to base bias. The second is collector to base bias. Here is a diagram. This is your transistor. This is your NPN transistor. Here is RC. This is your RB. And VCC we apply here. As you know that at this point, this is a combination of IB plus IC. So here the IB current flow, at that point the IC flow. The same process is followed in collector to base biasing. We apply input side. After that, we apply KVL at output side. We apply KVL at input side. So VCC is equal to your, first of all, this is a resistance at input side. That is, current is IB plus IC. This is your IB plus IC multiply with the resistance. This is your voltage drop across RC plus your IB RB plus your voltage drop across a transistor between base and emitter. This voltage is VCE, the voltage between collector and emitter. So we can find the value of IB from this equation. You know the value of IC is equal to beta of IB. So we can put beta of IB in place of IC. Now this is your IB plus beta of IB multiply RC plus IB RB into IB plus VBE. As you know that here is IB, here is IB, and this is your IB. So IB is common between three things. So we can apply, we can take the value of IB outside, and in inner side 1 plus beta multiplied by RC plus RB plus VBE. And this side, this is your VCC. We can shift from your uh, left to, sorry, right to left side. Now, this is a plus part, and here is a, when we move to the other side, it converts into minus. So the value is VCC minus VBE upon your 1 plus beta into RC plus RB. So the value of VBE is very much smaller as compared to VCC, and the value of 1 is very much smaller than beta. That's why we can neglect both 1 and VBE. So the value of IB, is your VCC upon beta of RC plus RB. This is the value of IB. Next, we apply the KVL at output side. We apply KVL at output side. Now, VCC is equal to your IB plus IC multiplied by your RC plus your voltage drop between your collector and emitter. We have to find the value of VCE. So VCE is equal to VCC minus IB plus IC multiplied by your RC. The value of IB is very small as compared to IC, so we can neglect it. And at the end, VC is equal to your VCC minus ICRC. This is the value of VCE. Now, we can derivate, this is the value of IB, equation first, and this is the value of VCE, this is your equation second. Now, we can derivate IB with respect to IC. So, derivative of IB upon derivative of IC is equal to your minus of RC upon RB plus RC. we can put the value of derivative of IB upon derivative of IC in stability factor. As we already discussed, the formula of S is, that is, S is equal to 1 plus beta upon 1 minus beta of derivative of IB upon derivative of IC. So we can put the value of derivative of IC upon derivative of IC in your S. So this is your equation number uh, third. We put the value of derivative of IB upon derivative of IC in equation number third. So the value of S is equal to, that is, 1 plus beta upon 1 plus beta RC upon RB plus RC. This is the value of S. So in this equation, we will discuss the, in collector to base biasing, the value of S is always less than 1 plus beta. In the case of phase resistor biasing, the value of S is case of biasing, the value of S is always less than beta. Uh, we are not using phase resistor biasing because the value of stability factor is greater than your beta amplification factor. But in this case, we can reduce the value of S. Some disadvantage in your collector to base biasing, which we removed in your emitter resistor biasing. Next, we will discuss your emitter resistor biasing. Emitter resistor bias. There is some disadvantage in collector to base bias, which we removed in emitter resistor biasing. The circuit of emitter resistor biasing is just like this. This is your RC, this is your RB, here is RE plus VCC we apply here. And the advanced version of emitter resistor biasing is, there is some problem in this circuit, which we removed in the circuits. Here is RC in the parallel circuit of CE. This is a circuit diagram of emitter resistor biasing. So when we use this circuit, just here is a your explanation of this biasing. When the circuit is connected, transistor increase the temperature. Temperature start increasing. Due to increase the temperature, your ICO current is also increasing. ICO current is also increasing. At that, ICO is your leakage current. That is add in your IC. IC is your output current. Whenever ISO is added in IC, in this case, IC also increase. Due to that, IC is increase. IC is nearly equal to IE. So IE also increases. When the IE current flow in emitter, IB current flow in base, IC current flow in collector. When IE current is increased, the voltage drop across RE is increased, the name as VEB. The VEB voltage start increasing. Due to VEB voltage increase, the voltage drop increase across emitter, the IB current is start reducing because emitter terminal is common between input and output. Due to reducing the IB current, your IC is also reducing, and when the IC current is reduced, your temperature is also reduced. Due to this method, transistor does not that the level of thermal runaway. But there is some problems. When VBE is increases, it reduces the input voltage, which we apply to amplify the signal. That's why we are using a capacitor across the parallel with RE. So there is reduce the effect of negative feedback. This is a meter register biasing. In next lecture, we will discuss the your self biasing. Okay. Thank you.